Kotor arrives by water, and that is how it should be seen first, from the deck of a boat threading the narrow entrance to the Bay of Kotor. The mountains rising sheer on both sides, the water dark and still, the medieval walls climbing the steep hillside above the old town like a stone spine. The bay is not technically a fjord, though it looks and feels like one. A series of connected bays carved into the Montenegrin coast by ancient rivers and tectonic forces, creating one of the most dramatic natural harbors in the Mediterranean. The old town of Kotor sits at the innermost point of the bay, wedged between the water and the limestone cliffs of Mount Lovsen. The city walls date to the Venetian period, though fortifications have stood here since the Roman era, and they climb from sea level to the fortress of San Giovanni at 1,200 feet. A zigzagging ascent of 1,350 steps that rewards the climb with views that make you forget your burning legs. The bay spreads below in its improbable geometry, the mountains reflected in water so calm it looks painted. Inside the walls, the old town is a labyrinth of narrow streets paved in limestone, opening unexpectedly into small squares with medieval churches, Venetian palazzos, and cafe tables arranged around ancient wells. The Cathedral of St. Tryphon, dating to 1166, is one of the finest Romanesque churches on the Adriatic, its twin bell towers visible from across the bay. The Maritime Museum tells the story of Kotor's centuries as a seafaring power, when its sailors and shipbuilders rivaled those of Venice and Dubrovnik. Perast, a tiny Baroque town a few kilometers along the bay from Kotor, is the jewel within the jewel. A single street of elegant stone palaces faces the water, and offshore sit two tiny islands, Our Lady of the Rocks, a man-made island built by local sailors who deposited a stone each time they returned safely from a voyage, and the natural island of St. George with its cypress-shaded Benedictine monastery. The food in Kotor is Adriatic and honest. Fresh fish grilled over open flame, served with blitva, Swiss chard sautéed with potatoes and olive oil, black risotto rich with squid ink, Njaguski steak stuffed with the smoked ham and cheese from the mountain village of Njaguski above the bay. The local wine, Vranak, is a robust red that pairs with everything. Montenegro is small. You can drive from one end to the other in a few hours, and from Kotor the country unfolds in every direction. The Lovchen National Park rises directly above the bay, its summit mausoleum offering views across the entire coast. The old royal capital of Cetinje sits in a highland valley. The beaches of Budva and Sveti Stefan are a short drive south along the coast. Kotor is quiet in a way that Dubrovnik, its more famous neighbor to the south, no longer is. The cruise ships come, but the bay absorbs them. The old town fills during the day and empties at night, when the streets belong to the cats and the few travelers who chose to stay. Walk the walls at sunset, take the boat to Perast, climb to the fortress at dawn when the bay is mist and silence. This is the Adriatic as it was before the world discovered it.